What's up, guys? How you doing? I was on Theory Talks earlier, which is my relationship OCD psychology channel, which actually just had an interview with Sadia Khan. We had a podcast episode together, so you can check that out. Probably be released tomorrow or so. Just going to be editing a little bit of it and then releasing all the clips on Theory Talks YT on TikTok and Instagram. So you can check out all the clips that are highlighted there. Also going to be releasing a new saber for you guys, which will be my most affordable one in probably about maybe a week or so. So make sure you stay tuned to Theory Sabers on Instagram and don't miss out. So yeah, as I was saying, I was on Theory Talks and you guys were talking about how there are a lot of people that are making a massive deal over what Sharmeen Obaid Chinoy said regarding the Rey movie about how she thinks it's time a woman were to shape the Star Wars galaxy. And of course, this is causing a massive uproar. I think I was one of the first people to actually talk about it and cover it on the internet as a ridiculous statement that she made. And it's now catching massive wildfire and backlash where even, Elon Musk and so many other content creators, so many other high-end people in the world that have nothing to do with Star Wars are even thinking this is absolutely ridiculous. And it's almost like, okay, how much further are we going to keep pushing this narrative? But then, of course, in the inverse, we have people who are now saying that, oh my God, you're not a man if you have a problem with this. So this is something that's catching wildfire as well. It's this reaction in regards to her statements, which are ridiculous. And a lot of you guys wanted me to do a reaction on it. So let's go ahead and check it out and see what they have to say.
I swear to God, men, reach down into your pants, find your fucking balls and your cock and be okay with it.
Sorry for that, but I had a feeling that he was going to go out in that kind of rhetoric.
We can take a woman directing a film in Star Wars and live. We're all going to fucking survive. I swear to God, you guys want to come off like you're tough motherfuckers and you're a bunch of wusses. Finally, a woman gets to direct a theatrical feature in Star Wars with Rey, with other women leading the way. And there's nothing fucking wrong with that. I swear to God.
Right. So this to me screams of insecurity from this gentleman right here. In my opinion, I think if you can take the statements that she made about it's time a woman shape Star Wars, when we've already had George Lucas shape Star Wars the way it needs to be shaped. And we've had women shape Star Wars. I mean, within Star Wars and outside of Star Wars. You want to look at in Star Wars, Leia, you want to go Legends, we can do that too. But Leia, Ahsoka, we just had the Ahsoka show, which many people, including myself, loved, except for, the last 2 episodes. But that was plot issue. But anyways, so many people enjoy all of these women that have shaped Star Wars assuage of interest. So I don't think the issue is women. I think the issue is this constant pushing of it's time we put our flags in the ground as women and show that we are now going to be shaping Star Wars. It's like Star Wars doesn't need to be shaped by a man or a woman. It needs to be shaped by good storytelling. And that's what the outcry is for. And we think it's rather ridiculous that people are constantly focusing on this bullshit rhetoric that we need to have Star Wars shaped by a gender. It really makes no difference whatsoever who shapes Star Wars, as long as the story makes sense, the characters have a beautiful character arc and development, and that it's a good story. So this typical fragile ego, and yes, I'm using that towards these people if that's where they want to take it, because it's quite funny that you would take a statement that is so unbelievably in plain sight as how ridiculous it is, and that they're really pushing politics and gender when it comes to writing a story which is genderless. It's just a story. But constantly pushing that as like, this is going to be the make or break it. This is going to be something that will be, oh my God, a big change. When we've had Bryce Dallas Howard tell Star Wars stories, and she's done a fantastic and beautiful job. We've had Deborah Chow. Look, she handled the Kenobi show. It was shit because she didn't know how to handle it properly and didn't know the characters with Joby Harold's lack of creative writing, but she still helmed the whole thing. A woman. Not all of us can direct. Whether you direct shit or you direct great, not all of us can direct. And she still did the job, regardless. Now, could a fan do it better? I truly think so. However, we're not going to get into the Kenobi show and Deborah Chow. The fact that she, someone needs to gift her a gimbal at some point. But we're going to talk about how every sort of response I've seen to this Obaid Chinoy is some sort of a attack on how men are fragile or they don't have masculinity, or I wonder how the conversation goes from we want just good stories that are genderless, we don't care who tells them, to, oh my God, you're a fragile man, when we love Ahsoka, when we love Princess Leia, when we love Padme, when we love Asajj Ventress, when we love all of the women that have been in Star Wars in the story itself and then also outside of it. But yet these fragile, estrogenic men are extremely triggered, overly hysterical when it comes to other people's opinions on the fact that this woman's remarks are absolutely ridiculous. Like, nobody cares if you're a woman or a man telling the story. Just tell a good freaking story. That's all it is. And that's all George Lucas did. He didn't do it for the money. He didn't do it for any fame. He did it to tell the story and the love of the story. He called Star Wars his kids. Let's watch this again, because maybe some of us can reach down and find what we're missing because we just want good storytelling. God forbid.
Men, reach down into your pants, find your fucking balls and your cock, and be okay with it. We can take a woman directing a film in Star Wars and live. We're all gonna fucking survive. I swear to God, you guys want to come off like you're tough motherfuckers, and you're...
What the fuck is this piece of...
You're a bunch of wusses. Finally.
Yeah, I don't know what that has to do with being a tough guy. Like maybe he's watching too much Joe Pesci movies or something like that. He's taking it to a point where he's trying to set his flag in the sand that I know what it takes to be a tough motherfucker. I know what it takes to be a man, and taking the attention to the genitals of a man, which in this situation, in this analogy, is basically explaining how that's what makes a man. So he could be canceled right now just for that, all right? So don't forget. But, look, all in all, I think it's really quite laughable when people take a statement like that, which is so plain and simple out there, in regards to we just want good stories, and we don't care who tells it. We don't care if it's a man or a woman. First of all, we've had many women tell Star Wars stories. Like, who are you to come in here all of a sudden with your, I like to make men feel uncomfortable?
Oh, absolutely. I like to make men uncomfortable. I enjoy making men uncomfortable.
What?
And try and impose that now Star Wars is going to be something special because you, of all people, want to come in here and try to tell the story that so many before you have already successfully done in and outside of the galaxy on both sides of the camera. So, this to me just screams, look at me, I'm tough, give me attention, and please, Disney, continue to give me tickets so I can go see the premiere or the early screening. I don't pay any mind to it. I think it's actually laughable, and if you really understand the psychology of these people, it's sad, and hopefully they can have it figured out, But that's what I think on this. I hope you guys enjoyed my thoughts on it. Let me know. I'm going to post it on Twitter, because Twitter is monetized now, so might as well. Why not? Hey, cool. Until the next episode on Star Wars Theory, got a long fan fiction for you guys. Long, big, huge fan fiction for you guys. It's going to be very high production value. So I hope you enjoy it. Stay tuned for that, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Until then, remember, the Force will be with you always.